Greetings and welcome to the Sports Card Ripping Teachers. One of my favorite musicians has said, "It's over when it's over." Eric Church, that's right. The Chicago Cubs season has been over for almost a week now, and today's a little bit of a wrap-up show. And for me personally, just always thank the Cubs fans for another summer under the sun. And anytime you have playoff baseball, it is a special one indeed. So the Cubs did finish 92-70, which is a .568 winning percentage. Pretty good. Second place in the National League Central. They were the number one wild card team, and they won one wild card series. And then in the divisional round, they went to the max 5 games. They did lose to the Milwaukee Brewers. So for the regular season, I worked 51 out of 81 games, which is 63%. And the majority of games I miss are ones during the school year. During day games, I have to be here. I'm a school teacher first and foremost. So I'm always here. I did work 4 of the 5 playoff games. For a couple of them, I did take a half personal day so I could work those games, get some of that playoff money going on. That's the best kind right there. But at home, the Cubs were 50-31. That's a 62% winning percentage. I wish I could say that I was there for all of them. Not a lot, but, or I should say I was there for most of the wins. I mean, anytime you win 50 games and you're there for 51 games total, I was there for a lot of those wins. Always like doing those Cubs update videos for each one. Those are live footage. As I'm selling, I'll kind of quickly take a little video of things that are going on. The sad days are when something great happens, but the Cubs end up losing. Those go right into the internet trash can, if you would say. So it was a fun year. Pete Crow Armstrong, he definitely blossomed, kind of tailed off a little bit towards the end. Seiya Suzuki was a surprise. He had his most consistent yet, I would say. But Michael Busch, he is my MVP, man. He was solid from start to finish. When we traded, I think it was not Stephen Ferris, I forget what it was, to the Dodgers. I liked Michael Busch when he was a Dodger prospect, so glad that we have him, glad that he's in the mix. One player probably not in the mix, Kyle Tucker. I never thought that they were going to re-sign him. I always hoped they would, but he kind of tailed off at the end, definitely injured. I would think we would probably find out pretty soon. He was injured more than what he led on to, try to gut it out towards the end there. But I think for the most part, it's the same team. Owen Casey, Kevin Alcantara, Moises Ballesteros, they're going to fight for some playing time there in right field, that's for sure, in the DH as well. But the thing that is kind of up in the air the most is the bullpen. The Cubs bullpen did pitch very well, as you saw that in the playoffs. But guys like Brad Keller, Drew Pomeranz, Caleb Thielbar, this was their last year. They only had that 1 year with the Cubs. So, and the thing with relievers is you never know from year to year what they're going to do. So I don't want to throw a bunch of money at those guys and then they kind of regress backwards a little bit. But I mean, they were key guys in that bullpen, so we'd love to get some things done. Also, Colin Ray, he has 1 more year left, but he pitched very well also. So, fun year. What are you going to do? All right, class is in session. Today is Thursday, October 16th, 2025. Lesson number 44. Who does it go out to? The captain of our World Series, Anthony Rizzo, just retired. I had so many good memories from Wrigley Field this summer, but one of them was the day when Anthony Rizzo came back, and he officially retired. At some point, they're going to put his number 44 up on the flagpole. That's for certain. Man, just a lot of good memories from the Cubs season this year. 1964, Yogi Berra was fired 1 day after losing the World Series. And I think he was the full-time manager that year. I think he ended his playing managing days the year before that. Then he went to go manage the Mets and then finally back to the Yankees. But that's crazy. Things are tough in New York, I tell you. They're tough. And in 1980, women's basketball legend Sue Bird was born. Let's now get into some Topps Chrome Platinum. All right, so I forgot to say in the intro, those Costco Donruss football boxes that were hot last year, they went live this morning. Flip, he had the link up there. So if not, take a look at my community post and see if you can still get one. So they are doing, it is a bundle. So it's 2 of them together, 1 per person. So I kind of think that they may still be available. So if that interests you, downtown season's right around the corner, folks. Go ahead and get some of those. I did pull that Drake May last year, and you're guaranteed one of the jumbo downtowns. Those were a lot of fun. All right, Jim Tomey. So waiting to see Jim Tomey at the vitamin store in the neighborhood here. Rosario. That pack felt a little bit thicker. Thought we were going to have something in there. So this is from a hobby box. I've probably got maybe, I think, 6 packs left. I've had, I think, 2 or 3 number cards so far, which is normal. There's Rickey Henderson. There's Rickey Henderson. In my scroll, my feed or whatever, was the story that, this was just this morning, Harold Reynolds told about one year when Rickey was injured. And Harold Reynolds, and who was battling it out for the stolen base record. And I think on the last day of the season, Harold Reynolds got 60. And Rickey Henderson called him the next day. And when Harold Reynolds picked up the phone, it said, "Henderson here." And he said, 60 stolen bases? You should be ashamed of yourself. And hung up. I loved how he said, "Henderson here." Rickey Henderson. Ethan Small for those Brewers. Oh, they got game 3 is tonight. Alex Verdugo. So still looking for the autograph. Still looking for hopefully a couple of number cards left. 6 more packs, I think, to go after this. Barry Larkin, shout out to Barry. He's been on the road. So we're going to put a little Barry up on there. Safe travels to you, Barry. I should put Rickey Henderson up there. Shout out Zach and Porter. They always like hearing about when I do some housework around the house, and I get all excited, throw my hands up in the air, tell my wife about it. Vince just washed these dishes. Vince folded these laundry. All right, Raleigh Fingers. Look at that mustache, man. Look at the hair covering the ears. That's what it's all about. George Springer, which the Blue Jays, they did win yesterday. Shout out to all the Blue Jays fans out there. Let's see them tie it up. Josh Smith. Come on. We got a little green for the San Francisco Giants. Who will it be? Slow reveal. Juan Marichal. Pretty nice. Out of 99, right? Yep. 25 out of 99. Nice card to get there. A little Austin Riley to end it. So we're still looking for that autograph, folks. Man, I'm really slow rolling this hobby box to perfection. Class is dismissed.